Cartoons on TV make it look like puppies chasing cats is a normal and natural thing. It definitely happens a lot, but let's have some sympathy for the cat and teach your puppy some better manners, shall we? Alright, I've got some great suggestions on how to accomplish that for you in this video. First, I just want to acknowledge how hard it is for puppies not to chase cats. Cats are naturally interesting to curious puppies. They smell interesting, they move erratically, and they even make noise. So try not to get too frustrated with your puppy. He or she is simply acting on instinct. And if you've already introduced your puppy to the cat and already seen some of those unwanted behaviors, this video will help you with some good tips on how to start over. You can just start at the beginning as if they hadn't met and follow the suggestions. Now, if you're preparing ahead of time, then this video is going to be perfect for you. First, I want you to prepare your household for a puppy by getting the Adaptil and the Feel Away. These plug-in diffusers give off pheromones that help both cats and dogs remain a little more calm. Now, the pheromones are similar to those given off by the mama dog and the mama cat when their pups and kittens are little. It's not a Xanax. It won't change behavior dramatically, but it does promote more calmness, so some of your training can sink in a little better. I also want you to get some cat treats as well as some dog treats. Get them ready for training and introductions. And another thing to do before your puppy comes home is to move the litter box and cat trees to a space the puppy can't access. Make any changes to your cat space well in advance of your puppy coming, so they have a chance to get used to it. It does take cats a lot longer to adjust to change than dogs, so the more advanced your cat preparation, the better. I want you to try to keep the cat's normal space relatively intact as well, and restrict your puppy's freedom using baby gates and puppy pens. And if you can, get your cat and your puppy smells on a towel and blanket and then swap them with the other animal. This is actually part of the desensitization process. Now, it's not critical, but it can help. You can also do this after your puppy's come home and hasn't met the cat face to face yet. Now, one of my students, she rubbed the snuggle puppy on the cat and then she tried to create a positive association before they ever met. I love that. Now, as soon as your puppy comes home, give each animal their own space to hang out. This is going to be important for the first few months at least. We need time to teach the puppy what to do when the cat is around. And until the training takes hold, we have to prevent chasing from continuing or even starting. And if you've already seen the unwanted chasing behavior start, put puppy proofing in place to prevent it from happening any further. The more your puppy chases, the more rewarding this is, and then more of a habit it becomes. So, when the cats are in the room where the puppy is hanging out, have the puppy in a pen, or a crate, or just behind some baby gate, or even tethered to you. Make sure your puppy proofing blocks off access to the cat box. Cat poo is irresistible to a puppy, and even if you teach leave it and drop it, it's unlikely to work if you're not around to cue the behavior. So restricting your puppy from the cat box is going to need to be a permanent arrangement. Now, if you're not sure the best way to puppy proof your home, get some great hacks in this video. After the puppy's settled in and the cat seems adjusted to the new arrival, you can start positive exposure sessions. This really means that they're going to see each other from a distance, but no interactions take place yet. We recommend doing this before the animals have met. If they've already met and it didn't go so well, you can take a step back and do these exposure sessions. If that's your situation, you might need to take the training a little slower and be a little bit more patient before you see results. Now, the way we do exposure training is to have one human per animal. Both animals start out of sight of each other and then move them into sight so they can see each other from a distance. And when they see each other, both animals should be getting great treats. The duration in which they see each other from a distance should be about 10 seconds at a time. And when the animals move out of sight, the treats stop. I can't stress this enough. Be sure to do this from a distance where neither animal is reacting. You might have to be across the room or even further, so both your puppy and your kitty are meh about each other. You're looking for that distance at which both animals are neutral and not reactive. That means no excited tail wags, no cowering, jumping, lunging, hissing, no scared cat pose with their fur standing straight up. The cat's probably already very interesting for your puppy, and you don't necessarily need to create a positive impression, but you're teaching your pup that good things happen when he tunes into you when the cat is around. This is going to help with training later. You're teaching your cat that good things also happen when the puppy is around, so he doesn't need to run. Our goal is calm and content behavior when in the presence of each other. Take this process slowly with short sessions for a few minutes a few times a day. When it's not training time, it's fine if your puppy's in the pen and the cats have free roam. And if the cats are upsetting your puppy, then it's time to limit their freedom some more. If the cat's presence is making your puppy frustrated, this won't help your goal of teaching them to chill out around each other. I want to make sure you and I are on the same page here about our expectation of these creatures. Some pups and cats end up playing together, which is adorable, but not as likely. However, this training protocol is going to help create a good relationship between them, so play might be a possibility. And if your cat has enjoyed the company of other dogs, he might eventually like your puppy. If your cat has never liked dogs, the puppy will probably not change his mind. Now, the most common scenario is that with training and some time for your puppy's brain development, the animals can likely hang out in the same room without reacting. That's a more realistic expectation for you. So after more exposure sessions, when both animals are meh around each other and pay attention to you and the treat, then it's time to move them closer. This part of the training, it's not done on the same day as part one. This likely is going to be a week or more from the time you began these introductions. I do want you to pick the right time in the wake window for both animals. Perhaps that's after your puppy's decompression walk. I want you to allow them to hang out in the same space with the puppy on a leash. Keep your puppy's focus on you in training. One good game you could use with your puppy is the Puppy Pivot game, which is included in my free digital new puppy starter kit. That's one that you can work on right away with your young puppy. Now, the cat could be a great distraction if you're working on training games and are ready to add in more distractions to mimic real life. I want you to treat this interaction as a training session, not a free-for-all. The puppy should be in training mode, not overly excited and trying to chase. To give an analogy, this is not recess where they're running amok. Think of it more like PE class. There are activities and fun, but they are controlled and intentional. As the process goes well, you can start asking the puppy for a behavior when the cat is present. Pick a skill like sit or down or go to your bed. This skill should already be well established and something the puppy is doing easily and consistently. The skill you pick should be a specific behavior that's incompatible with chasing. So most of the time it's something like go to your bed or lay down. Your goal is for your puppy to observe the cat with interest from a stationary position. And eventually your cat's presence will turn into the cue for your puppy to do the behavior. Now you can start to do this with the puppy in a pen or behind a gate if you need to break it down into smaller steps. If you don't think your puppy needs a pen, at the very least, start this training with the puppy on a leash. This way he's more likely in learning mode and listening to you. Now, if you've been working on puppy pivot games on a leash, he's going to start to associate that leash with training time. If the animals want to get closer to play or interact, you can allow it, but keep sessions very short. End sessions before any unwanted behavior like chasing sneaks up. The cat will easily overstimulate your puppy, so if they're allowed to interact only for a short time, you're gonna avoid that. Notice things that could trigger unwanted behaviors, or notice distances that trigger stress in your cat. Now, there might be a threshold beyond which the puppy and the cat are fine in the same room, but any closer and one of them fall into a bad habit, prevent those habits from forming. Just like with humans, relationships need maintaining. Continue to train the puppy on what you want him to do when the cat is around. Continue to meet the cat's needs and prevent undue stress. And continue to advocate for each animal to maintain their trust and focus on you. This is a lifelong relationship, and it'll get a lot easier and less work, but get it started on the right foot. Or do I mean paw? Another thing to keep in mind is that the relationships are not static. So if the animals are getting along, it doesn't mean they can't annoy each other from time to time. I want you to continue to watch for interactions that need some intervening on your part. Help them continue to enjoy each other by preventing unwanted behavior. Now, just because the cat allowed puppy snuggling this morning doesn't mean he wants it this afternoon. Puppies and cats both have the right to their own opinions, which are allowed to change. Be the advocate for both animals so they learn that they don't have to fight with each other, and then they can look to you for support. Now, there are some breeds or genetics that are going to take more work when introducing cats. Herding breeds like corgis and border collies, and breeds who love to have things in their mouth like labs, and also guardian or working dogs like Aussies might need a little extra work on this cat training. Now, it's not impossible to train these breeds, but you do have to keep in mind that their DNA tells them the cat is their life's work. So you're gonna need to really prevent bad habits from forming, as well as give your dog a lot of outlets for that behavior that is not chasing the cat. The more the dog can get those needs fulfilled elsewhere, the less he's gonna chase the cat. We have to offer up activities in healthy ways to avoid it happening in unhealthy ways. No, Fido, this cat is not to be chased by you, but this flirt pole is perfect for chasing, so here you go. See how that's more kind? That's a much better way to work with puppies than just saying, Fido, no. Now, if you need some help with your puppy's activities so he's a little more chill around the cats, I think this next video is one that you should watch. Along with all the suggestions you heard, you're gonna be well on your way to a multi-species, peaceful household. All right, this is Michele Lennon saying meow and goodbye for now.